Some people think ideas are harmless. We can always change our minds later, right? In movies, mistakes are fixed and apologies are accepted.
Really.
Sorry?
Yeah. Woo! I did it.
Is that true? Can't we always just fix things later? Into the Desert challenges those concepts and shows that for some actions, recovery is difficult, if not impossible. Once upon a time, there was an intrepid adventurer who was curious to see the world, yet he was naive about the dangers. One day, our adventurer was staying at a beautiful resort at the edge of a vast desert. While eating breakfast one morning overlooking the desert, he saw the sunrise shimmering off the sand, the cacti and shrubs casting vast shadows. There, in the distance, a hill caught his eye. He thought,
"Everything here was so beautiful this morning. What is on the other side of that hill? I bet it is as beautiful, if not more so. I have to see it."
With no more thought than that, our adventurer quickly finished his breakfast and headed out into the desert. The hill wasn't that far, and with a full stomach, our adventurer, being naive, didn't think to bring any provisions. After all, this was his first trip to a desert, and he was unprepared for the dangers that lay ahead. Sunscreen? Nope. Food? No. Water? None. Informing anyone about his plans for the day?
I don't need to do that.
At least he was wearing a hat. As the sun slowly rose above the skyline, the temperature started to rise quickly. The forecast was a high of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But as our adventurer walked into the desert, his only thoughts were about the other side of the hill. Finally, our adventurer reached the top of the hill. As he looked out, he thought,
"Wow, this is just as beautiful as I imagined. Wait, is that another hill over there? I wonder what's behind it. I'm not tired yet. I must see what's there. When will I ever get another chance?"
As the day drew on, our intrepid adventurer continued exploring hill after hill, each step taking him farther away from the safety of the resort, while also bringing him closer to the point of no return. As anyone familiar with heat-related illnesses can tell you,
by the time you feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated.
Those familiar with endurance training can tell you,
by the time you feel tired, you have already used over half your energy.
Assuming our adventurer is able to walk a straight line from the resort and there are no other sources of food, water, or shelter, by the time our adventurer begins to worry and turn around, he has already passed the point of no return. The resort was too far away. He will perish in the desert before he can get back. Unfortunately for our adventurer, his ignorance of the dangers and desire to push forward doomed him. The same can be said for democracy. Ignorance of the dangers of the changes and policies, combined with the desire to push them through, can likewise lead us past the point of no return, before we are aware of the danger. If our intrepid adventurer had understood the dangers of the desert, he could have prepared. He could have brought water. He could have turned around before it was too late. He could have told someone he was going so they could rescue him. His actions, combined with his ignorance, was his downfall. The same can be said of the American democracy. All attempts at democracy have failed, until the United States. The Constitution was designed to avoid the dangers and pitfalls of these early attempts. Are the changes we make today improving the system or leading us deeper into the desert? How would we know? Thank you for listening to Into the Desert, exploring the wilderness of thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe and put your comments below. Remember, be civil, We want to foster discussion and not division.